Hi and welcome, ladies. I am so excited because today I am going to be teaching you guys one of my favorite pranayama practices called Dirga Pranayama, also known as the full breath technique or the three-part breath or the complete breath. Dirga in Sanskrit means complete and pranayama means breath control, so complete breath. It's one of my favorite breathing techniques because it's one that really helps bring a lot more balance between the mind and the body. It helps with stress and anxiety, and especially if you are someone who is out there a lot in the world and you have to exude a lot of courage and confidence to go into a job interview or to speak in front of people or any situation, even flying an airplane and maybe you're afraid of flying. This is a really great technique to really help soothe and calm the nervous system. So it's one of my favorites because it's simple but super powerful. Something that you might notice if you are experiencing any type of stress, a lot of mental chatter also happening in the mind, maybe you have a lot of stuff just kind of fluctuating in your mind. This breath technique is going to allow you to take a deep, full breath. So something that you might notice if you are experiencing stress is that your breathing becomes very shallow and very short, and it almost feels like it's very hard for you to even catch your next breath, right? Like maybe you feel like you have something really heavy on top of you, like this pressure on top of you. And a lot of the breathing is taking place up here in the chest, right? So a lot of the breathing is just like up here. So this technique is going to allow us to bring a full, complete amount of oxygen into the lungs and out into the bloodstream, right? So what I want you guys to do first to begin this practice is just to kind of find yourself in a comfortable position, either on a chair, on the couch, maybe you're about to go into a job interview and you're in the car or something like that. Here on the yoga mat, I am in easy pose, and easy pose is just basically anything that comes with ease to you, right? So however you feel comfortable. And I want you to just close your eyes and relax your shoulders away from the ears. And I just want you to take a few regular, normal breaths at the rate that you normally breathe. And I also want you to think about how you're feeling right now, like your state of being, right? I want you to take notice of how you're feeling before you begin this practice, because I also want you to note how you feel afterwards. So just a few deep breaths in, about 3, in through the nose and out through the nose. Or if it's comfortable for you, you can breathe out through the mouth. Now the three-part breath is going to begin by bringing in oxygen into the diaphragm or the low belly, and then we're going to move in the oxygen into the rib cage, and then we're bringing in more oxygen into the chest. And so when we exhale, we're going to begin at the top, releasing from the chest, releasing the rib cage, and then releasing the diaphragm or the low belly, right? So if you are a beginner, I want you to just take a hand and place it in your belly and take the other one and place it on your chest. And the reason for this is because I want you to notice the fluctuation and the movement of your hands, right? So it's gonna go up and down almost like a wave. And this is really important when you are starting out, because when you take a deep breath in regularly, you're breathing just up here and the chest is moving up, right? So what I want you to do is just to envision the air flowing into the bottom of your belly first, and I want you to feel your belly expanding. So your hand is going to move out, right? So take a deep breath in, fill up through the low belly, into the rib cage, and into the chest. And hold for a few seconds up here, and then release starting from the top. See your hand come down from your chest, your rib cage, and then your belly. And I want you to squeeze out all the air from your belly. So just strengthen your ab muscles, squeeze them out. Bring your abs right to your spine. And then again, Fill up from the bottom, bringing in oxygen into the low belly, expanding it like a balloon. Moving on up to the rib cage and then the chest. And holding at the top for a few seconds and releasing from the top. Hand goes down from the chest and then the rib cage, and then the hand and the belly goes down. And squeeze all the air out. Wow, so I already feel so incredible just from 3 rounds of this breath practice. Now, as we know, the mind and the body are connected. So if you're ever having a very peaceful day, especially after a practice like this beautiful technique that I just showed you, you'll notice that your breathing just feels so wonderful, so revitalizing, and you just have this inner sense of calm. This is a really great technique to practice right before meditation also, if you're ever feeling like you're having a rough time kind of settling into your meditative state, or even just beginning a meditation practice because maybe you're just thinking too much and you're just having a hard time just even settling down to meditate. This practice is going to help settle the mind and allow you to go into deeper states of meditation. Because as the mind is settled, so is the body, right? So is your breathing. Your breathing is connected to your thinking. And something really beautiful that I've noticed in my meditation practice that does happen, and it's not the goal, but it's something so beautiful that happens in meditation, is that you reach the space in between 2 of your thoughts. And when you go into this space of pure silence, you almost feel like you're not even breathing. When you come out of this state, because you don't know you're in this state, which is what we call the gap. You don't know you're in there, because if you knew you were in there, you would be thinking. So when you're not thinking at all, your mind and your body just become so incredibly settled that it almost feels like you're not breathing. But your body is always just naturally going to go for the next breath. So it's not something you have to worry about, but it's a really beautiful experience just to kind of feel the mind so completely calm, and you have less breathing patterns and breathing cycles. I would recommend doing several cycles until you really just feel settled. I always just like to listen to my own body intuitively just to kind of see what I need to settle in. So just practice a few rounds of this whenever you are in any kind of stressful situation, or you're feeling anxious, or you do have to show up with a lot more courage and confidence to give a speech, to give a presentation, to hold a meeting down, or to fly an airplane, or to do something that just really stimulates in a very overwhelming way your nervous system. So this is really great, guys. I really encourage you guys to practice this. I hope you guys enjoyed it, ladies, and I can't wait to hear your feedback and let me know how it goes for you.